Okay, so this is lesson 6.2, the addition of vectors. And there are two main ways to do the addition and subtraction of vectors. There is head-to-head and there is head-to-tail. So, basically, this is how you do it. Let's say you have two vectors. You have vector A and you have vector B. There are two main ways to do this. I'm going to start with head-to-head. So, firstly, you take vector A, you take the head of it, and place it right next to the head of the second vector, vector B. And so what happens here is you have to finish it by creating a parallelogram. So you make a line parallel to A at the tail of B, like so. So this is the exact same as A, it's just on the other side of B. So same thing, you have to complete it by doing the same one of B. These are equivalent, so you can call them B. And so to find what A plus B would be, you actually have to go from the original starting corner and go to the very opposite diagonal corner here. So the resultant would be that. And the other way to do it is head to tail. So again, we take vector A, but this time we put it with the tail of vector B. So I'm actually going to move this over here, and vector B ends here. So as you can see, we put the head and the tail together there. And so the resultant of this, or what finishes the triangle right there, is what would be A plus B. So that is the two main ways of doing the addition of vectors. To do subtraction, you can choose either of the same methods, but the difference is, let's say you want to do A minus B, you do positive A, and then to get negative B, you just flip the direction. So right here, if we see B is like this, negative B would be like this. Same magnitude, just opposite direction. So now that we have that, we could do head to tail and bring it back down like this, and the resultant would be A minus B. So now that we have that out of the way, the best way to show this is actually with question 189 with the parallelogram, because I can show off both ways to do this. So starting with A, we can see that AB plus AC. And it's important to know that when it is in this arrangement of two letters in a vector, the head or the tail is the first letter and the head is the second letter. So when we do AB would actually start at A. It would start at A. Start at A and go to B, just like that. So that'd be AB, and then AC would be this one. So then we know from tail to tail, it's just from the one corner to the opposite corner. So a vector equivalent to it would be AD. Okay, so that was A. Now for B, we see it as BD to DE. So let's start with BD is straight down like that, and then DE just goes from here to here. So we know the vector equivalent to that is BE because you're just completing it. Okay, now CD minus AC. So let's start with CD because that is positive and that's easy. CD goes like that. And then now when we minus AC, we can actually, since we know that the negative version is just flipping it, we can add CA. So CA is from C all the way up to A. And now that we know that this is tail to tail, we just go from one to the very opposite corner. So we know the resultant would be CB. Now back over to D. DC. Let's start with that. DC goes left, and then minus AC. So it's actually the exact same as last time. We're going to add CA. This one goes up. And then we're going to add AB. And since that one's positive, we can keep it the same. And since that is head to tail, head to tail, head to tail, we know we can just go from the beginning to the end, which would be D up to B. So therefore the resultant is DB. Lastly, we have BA minus EA minus CE. So BA is positive, so let's start with that. That one goes to the left. And then we're going to add AE, which goes from A to the middle. And then since it's again negative, we're going to add EC, which goes from the middle out. Goes from the middle out. And so this is all head to tail again. So we just add the resultant, which would be BC. So therefore the resultant of this one would be BC. And with this knowledge now, you'll be able to add and subtract vectors in any form with head to tail and head to head.